In the film, we see a woman who is taken captive by North Koreans. She pleads with them, claiming that she is an employee of Rink Petroleum and not a spy. Despite being subjected to torture and interrogation, she remains resolute and refuses to divulge any information that they are seeking. Ted Winter, who is Evelyn Salt's CIA colleague, accompanies her to secure her release in exchange for hostages held by the North Koreans. Ted informs her that her husband had pleaded with the government for her release and that his efforts played a significant role in securing it. Salt breaks down in tears upon seeing him. Evelyn Salt is a well-respected CIA agent, admired by her colleagues, and even her boss, Ted Winter. She is married to Mike Krause, an ordinary man, who works as an arachnologist, spider expert. Evelyn shown to have a strong emotional attachment towards him. She clearly adores this man's gentleness and intelligence. One day, a man named Oleg Orlov walks into the CIA's offices in Washington, D.C. saying he is a FSB and requests to speak with someone in charge. He is eventually brought to the office of Ted Winter, who is Salt's boss. The counterintelligence named Peabody was also present and curious to the vital piece of information this Russian guy has. Orlov then tells Winter and his colleagues that a Russian agent named K-12 will assassinate the Russian president during his visit to New York City, and that K-12 is actually a sleeper agent who has been trained by the CIA since childhood. When asked for the agent's real name, Orlov reveals that it is Evelyn Salt. The revelation shocks everyone in the room. Salt tries to prove her innocence. Winter is in disbelief about the idea about Salt being the mole. Peabody is initially tasked with interrogating Salt after she is accused of being a Russian spy. Salt's initial thought was the safety of her husband, so she goes on the run to prove her innocence and to get to Mike, but leaving the building full of CIA agents is definitely not an easy thing. Salt is cornered in an office, and the CIA agents are closing in on her. With nothing but ordinary office supplies at her disposal, Salt improvises a weapon, using a chair leg and a couple of other items, to defend herself. She expertly constructs a makeshift explosive device by using a fire extinguisher, a bag of cleaning powder, and a couple of other office items. The improvised weapon is powerful enough to blast a hole in the wall and create a way for her to escape. After leaving the CIA building, Evelyn makes her way to her apartment to find her husband, Mike. When she arrives, she finds evidence that suggests he has been kidnapped. The CIA tracks down Evelyn Salt to her apartment shortly after she arrived. She manages to escape through a window and flees across the rooftops. Peabody is determined to catch Evelyn. Ted is the only person seemingly who believes she might be innocent, giving her benefit of the doubt. Later in the movie, she engages in intense high-speed chases with law enforcement, showing off her exceptional fighting and driving skills. In the following scene, the Russian president arrives at a church in New York City to attend the funeral of the American vice president. Despite the strict security, Evelyn Salt managed to get near the area of the funeral. She has to complete the task assassinating the Russian president to find her husband, as she knows Orlov got him. Orlov wants to reignite the Cold War between the United States and Russia. The fight scene is intense and fast-paced. Evelyn completed her assignment. Russian president was declared dead upon arrival at hospital. Though Ev have the option to flee, she let Peabody catches her. Ev is being transported in a police car. While en route to a CIA facility, Salt manages to break free from her handcuffs and begins to fight with the CIA agents in the car. In the next scene, Orlov greets Evelyn Salt warmly, and she pretends to be pleased that she has finally completed the task she was assigned to from the beginning. Orlov admits that he believed Salt had abandoned her mission, as her getting married was not part of their plan. She continues to act. Orlov takes her inside his hideout, where she is surrounded by other assassins, and shows her a man who that is about to face a brutal fate of drowning. Her heart shatters to see Mike. He wants to test Evelyn's loyalty. He wants to see if she is willing to watch him die as a way of measuring her allegiance to their mission. She has to watch the man she genuinely loved being killed brutally by drowning without shedding a tear was the most heart-wrenching part of the film. Orlov reveals to her his final plan. She discovers that he has a secret plan to detonate nuclear bombs in various cities across the United States. Soon after, she murders Orlov by stabbing him with a broken glass. She infiltrates the hideout, kills all the guards and assassins. Evelyn continue with her Love plan. She meets with a man who was also part of her spy training as a child, named Schneider, in the former USSR. They discuss their past and Evelyn's childhood. During their conversation, it is revealed that Salt was the best in her class, and the man informs her of a plan to kill the US president while he is in his security bunker at the White House. Schneider provides her with a new identity and poses as a NATO officer after they arrive in Washington. Once inside the White House, he reveals the plan is to use a suicide bomb to threaten the president. Schneider sacrificed himself. This causes security team to seek refuge in the bunker and hide the president to safety. Orlov's plan was for Evelyn to wait for the president inside the bunker to carry out her mission to assassinate him. Winter, who is among the group of men around the president, is also in the bunker. Salt manages to jump from floor to floor in the elevator shaft framework and get above the group. As they enter the elevator to head down to the bunker, Salt disables the guards outside and makes her way safely into the bunker just as the door closes. Inside the bunker, the president raises the terror alert level to DEFCON 2 as Russia appears to be deploying their nuclear weapons in response to what they perceive as an act of war. With the heightened alert level, the president is given full authority to launch the US missiles. Winter sees Salt approaching on the CCTV and orders the agents to arm themselves. However, Winter suddenly pulls out a gun and kills all the agents in the room, leaving only himself and the president. In an unexpected twist, it is revealed that Ted Winter is actually another Russian spy like Salt. Winter demands that the president launch the selective missiles targeting other countries so Arab countries will be at war with them, but Salt intervenes and the two engage in a violent fight. The police manage to infiltrate the bunker where the final stage of the plot is unfolding. During the commotion, Evelyn is shot, but she continues to fight on and manages to stop the launch of the missile attack that was being planned. Meanwhile, Ted continues to pretend to be a loyal agent. Peabody discovers that Orlov and his men were found dead, and he suspects Salt was behind it. But the reason was not clear to him. In the final confrontation between Evelyn Salt and Ted Winter, they engage in a brutal fight on a stairway. Ted attempts to kill her, but Salt manages to gain the upper hand and begins to strangle him with a chain. Peabody heard the news. Salt is to be transported through a helicopter. Peabody asks her why she killed Winter. Salt's response is someone had to. She then explains her side of the story and this convinces Peabody to let her go. She said that she will stop at nothing until all the spies of K-12 are all dead, as they take everything from her. Peabody seemingly got convinced. He has to put an act and suddenly release Salt and undoes her handcuffs. Salt takes advantage of the situation and jumps out of the helicopter, landing in the Potomac River below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like if you enjoy the video.